Black Sea Naval Captain for Vladimir Putin was assassinated while out on a morning jog. A Russian military commander under Vladimir Putin was shot dead while marching this week, RadarOnline.com has learned. Stanislav Ruzitsky, 42, was reportedly killed while jumping in Krasnodar, Russia, around 6 a.m. on Monday. Ukrainian GIS confirms Zitsky's death but denies responsibility for the murder. Due to heavy rain, the park was empty, so there were no witnesses who could provide details or identify the attacker, said on the agency Telegram. The head of the organization, Kirilo Budanov, added, "We know that the roots of what happened yesterday in the Russian Federation must be found in Russia, where protests against the war in Ukraine are growing." The Strava app is reported to be running first, and shared his running job with anyone who had access to the software after the murder of the 42-year-old Russian military commander. The accused shooter fired 7 bullets at Ruzitsky, 4 of which hit him in the back and injured him in the chest. He was pronounced dead at the scene. Meanwhile, Russian police claimed that Zitsky was killed on Monday in retaliation for the attack in Vinnytsia, Ukraine, last year. The submarine, thought to be led by Zitsky, launched a series of Caliber missiles into the city, killing 27 Ukrainians in the attack. The Russian Investigative Committee has launched an investigation into Reki's alleged murder. Investigators from the council confirmed that they are working to identify all the circumstances surrounding the incident and the culprits and their causes. As previously reported by RadarOnline.com, Ruzitsky died on Monday, shortly after another Russian soldier, General Sergei Surovkin, was said to have been killed. Known as the Doomsday General, Surovkin was fired by Putin for his alleged ties to Yevgeny Prigozhin and his failure in Wagner-led Moscow last month. Surovkin reportedly disappeared shortly after the coup and has not been heard from since. A Russian news agency wrote last month the location of General Armageddon is unknown. One version says he is being questioned. According to the Russian Daily Kommersant, the Krasnodar submarine was ordered by the RYZYTSKY Russian Navy, named after the city. The Ukrainian military said in a Telegram post on Tuesday that in July 2022, a submarine commanded by Zetsky opened fire on the Ukrainian city of Vinnytsia, killing 23 civilians. Ruzitsky's father told Baza, a Russian telegram channel linked to the security services, that his son left the army in December 2021 when Russia attacked Ukraine. Many of Ruzitsky's close friends also told Russian television channel Dozd that Ruzitsky had left the army before the war began. Baza also reported that the killer may have tracked Ruzitsky's activities on the Strava app, as he often followed the same 4-mile route during his run. The GUR, the main service of the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, did not claim responsibility for the death of Ruzitsky. But in a coded message, the GUR released information about the murder, including the time of the attack, 6 o'clock, and the absence of witnesses due to the rain. Due to heavy rain, the park was closed, so there were no witnesses who could provide details or identify the attacker, said GUR. In a later statement, the head of the organization, Kirilo Budanov, denied that the Ukrainian intelligence was behind it. The allegations by some media and politicians that the Attorney General had something to do with the death of Stanislav Zitsky are not true, BadNews said, such as attacks with cryptic or derogatory words. U.S. intelligence had previously said that the Ukrainian government had authorized the car bomb that killed Russian aristocrat Alexander Dughin's daughter, Daria Dukina, last year. Russian investigators point to Ukraine believing the killer tracked Ruzitsky using a running app. Ruzitsky made his Strava page public, showing his active routes, which authorities believe the shooter trained. The former leader, most recently an officer in Vladimir Putin's war against Ukraine, was hit by 4 bullets while running at the Olympus Arena in Krasnodar city. Ruzitsky was shot in the back and chest by 7 bullets fired from a Makarov pistol. He died instantly. Ukrainian GIS confirmed that Ruzitsky was killed, raising suspicions of revenge. The park was empty due to heavy rain, so there were no witnesses who could provide details or identify the killer, wrote a post on Telegram. It has nothing to do with this shoot. We know that what happened yesterday in the Russian Federation must have its roots in Russia, where protests against the war in Ukraine are growing. A Russian submarine commander was shot dead during a morning march in Russia, according to the Kyiv Post. A Russian submarine commander was killed doing a morning jog in Russia, and while the Ukrainian intelligence did not take responsibility for the murder, he shared many accounts of his death. The press agency confirmed the death of Stanislav Zitsky on Monday. According to a preliminary investigation and the report of the legislator of the Russian Federation, the 42-year-old captain of the submarine of the Black Sea Fleet, Ruzitsky, was killed while leaving Krasnodar. TASS said authorities will investigate the death, investigate the cause and possible attack. But it seems that Ukrainian intelligence is ahead of them. Shortly after media outlets confirmed the shooting, the Defense Intelligence Service of Ukraine released a lengthy telegram message detailing the incident. As translated by the Kyiv Post, Ukrainian intelligence knows that Zitsky was running in the Krasnodar Park of Culture and Recreation and hit Makarov 7 taps at around 6 in the morning. RZYTSKY died at the scene of gunshot wounds. They even know the weather at the time of the attack, park abandoned due to heavy rain, no witnesses who can give details or identify them. Details apparently, Ruzitsky has a list with his full name. Strava, routes, distances and paces for runners and cyclists. The account is very active on Strava, and the last run, posted on July 4th, shows a route to the area where the shooting took place on Monday morning. It is unclear whether the attackers knew about Ruzitsky's Strava account or whether it was used in the murder. Although Ukrainian intelligence is not currently responsible for Zetsky's death, the head of Ukrainian military intelligence has previously said that his assassins targeted pro-Russian war propagandists away from the front line to Russia.